A little verbal herbal. No fun. I'm about to tell you is a true story, you see. It's a story about little old West me. Now, I've, you know, worked at this place called Steel Incorporated. Tom Sullivan was Vice P of this place. And the HR lady, Joanna Peterson, and then Dave Wilkinson, my floor boss. He, I thought he was my friend. And this all happened on April 6, 2019. Nope, 18. Sorry, wrong trick. And next thing you know, I was working away. I was going off, for lunch. And there's this guy spraying this shit with everything with a mask on, I say. And I took my phone out and I recorded it because I was going to, say he shouldn't be doing that there. Hey, man, it could make me sick. So I recorded that and I went back out and had my truck and was having my lunch. And along came a boat. Hey, the fireman, my friend. At least I thought that day. And, certain things haven't changed. Greg Byers, Mr. Tech. He knocked on the hood of my truck and walked in. Quick as that. And I got out of my truck after listening to a bunch of Sammy Hagar, little lads catch up with you. And it's describing just what's going on, how I felt about what was going on with all of you. And sure enough, I went in there to go to work, you see. And I started getting sick, and I started to cough, and I started to get, and I even threw up. And I ran down, took a puff, did my thing. You see, I got some medications for my 1/3 of a lung is all I got left. My asthma, COPD. And the emphysema started coming, and it all spilled out in my gut. And I ended up going out the back door and throwing up. And that was the second time I took my puffer, my stuffing, you see. And then old Bob come by. He's a sales manager, you see. And he had it on him or something, whatever it'd be. He come by and I got sick again. I threw it out the door, but I didn't go out the door, you see. Tom told me I couldn't go out of the building, and I was only could go with one man, Mr. David Wilkes' son. That's the only one I could ask help from. Everybody else would be fired, lose their jobs if I went to anyone but him. So I struggled on, I struggled through, and I got to the front. I wasn't feeling too bad. I was feeling, I was going to spin my load and go home sick. That's what I do. Went up to the front, trying to, and then this little girl who wanted to be a fireman, she helped me out and got my stuff done, and then I saw Dave because something was wrong. Things were blinking. My eyes were going kind of funny wrong. And I got on my thing, and I went like this. I went straight ahead, right up to the stage one, where Dave was standing with Mr. Ferguson in scan one, and screamed at that son of a gun, Dave, I need an ambulance. Ow! And I got off my buggy and started crawling around the line. And next, my legs started going funny. My hands started freezing up. Hey, going down. People grabbed me. I didn't know who. I couldn't see. I could hear, but I couldn't view. I couldn't see. I was black, but I could hear everything. I was screaming. And when they threw me in a chair in that hole they put me in, I woke up with Tom Sullivan. My hands were all screwed. I couldn't move. I was all paralyzed. And I'm in with a fool. He never called me an ambulance. Dave never did. Called that man. He threw me in that room so he could watch all of it. And I suffered. And pain. Oh, Frank Earhart's going fast. Oh, that's what that man was saying. He took the pencil out of my hand. Because I couldn't move. He took it out of his hand and laughed at me. Boo-hoo. He never did call me an ambulance. Till he had his fun. That man was a monster, people. I ain't making fun. And then he finally had enough of watching me die slow. He gave 2 fingers and a shake of his head to Miss Joan Peterson, And finally, outside that door, she said, "Did anybody call an ambulance? Did anybody call an ambulance? Did anybody call an ambulance? I am now calling an ambulance," did say she. How long, people? There was 20 of you. Watch this happen, don't you see? And in the end, not one of them were my friend. They all let me stuffed in that room to die with that man. When I went to tell the police, they laughed at me. Because they called the police and said I was the problem, don't you see? And threatening all of them. Every friend I had in that place at Steel Incorporated, 1515 Sites Place. Not one of them stood up for me. They all let me just lie there to die. And then they'd say, "What's wrong with Frank?" No, that's not what's wrong. What's wrong with you to let a man die?